So I have it, like it's changing, it's responsive, like the stuff is moving, the transitions are cool. Like everything is just like, I think it's working pretty good actually. Like I actually like it a lot. You can type in it, put your password, submit. Of course, it's not going to do anything because I haven't built it to do anything. And you can make these bigger if you want. Like this is just like just playing around, just what I came up with, just really quick. And I don't know, I like it. I really like what it's doing. I think this is pretty cool. Hey, what's up? It's Joe back with a new video. So you've just seen the end of this video, which is now the beginning of this video. Although I haven't actually got to the end yet, but I know in my head I'm going to edit this and make the end the beginning some kind of way. So I'm just going to hope that I actually do what I plan on doing. And so yeah, we're just going to go ahead and build that, what you just saw, although I haven't created it yet. So we're going to build that. And this is going to be a login form. It's going to have the what are we going to have? We're going to have the username, we're going to have the password, and it's going to have a submit button, and we're going to make it responsive, and we're also going to have like a blurred area inside of the image. So it's going to be like the main image and then a blurred part of the image. It's going to be two images, but it's going to look like one image. And I've been drinking a little bit on my great water. And yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started. And if you're liking these videos, please go ahead and subscribe, and do not forget to hit that bell to get those notifications. And I just got a new camera. I'm really clear now, so I want to say thank you to Josh. I greatly appreciate that. And let's just go ahead and get started. All right, so first let me just show you what we have so far. All right, you want to start. Time to have some fun. All right, let's have some fun. Okay, so what am I doing? Come on, type, man. All right, so let me just show you this part too before I get too far. So I'm not gonna go through everything as far as like setting everything up because I want to make this video a little bit shorter. So that was so good. So I use Yarn Create React App to go ahead and create the React app. And this my app is like the name of the app that you want to give it, or the directory. And if you have Yarn, you just run this and just create the initial setup for you. And when you do that, you're gonna get like all of these different files. But you're gonna get actually more files in this. So if you want to follow this video, you're gonna see more files if you actually run this yourself. I just went in and deleted a bunch of those files because I didn't feel like I needed it for this video. And I just went into this app and just deleted everything out and just put this, like stripped it down. And then I got rid of all of the CSS stuff, so I'm not going to need it. And as far as my package.json, I installed these packages for Fun Awesome. And I also installed I also installed style components so we can create CSS and have them be like components, because it's going to make it better, at least in my opinion, when you're using React. All right. And if you didn't hear, this is going to be a React project to build a form. All right, so let's just go ahead and now we're going to really start moving. So let's just add a styles.js, which some of you may be thinking like styles.js. What about styles.cs? But we're using style components, and we're going to have that create our CSS files for us. So first, what I want to do is import some stuff from the style. I don't know why I keep doing this, but import some stuff from this style component. So first I want to do is style, which is the main thing we're going to use. I did it again. We're going to use that, and then we're going to import this create. I think it's called create global style, I think. And we're also going to do this CSS, and it's going to say from style components. All right. All right, so let's create our first style. So our first style is going to be the global style. So just call it const global style equals create global style. And this is going to be for the HTML and the body. Something is not right. It's not, that will explain it. I knew the colors was off. If the colors was off, I knew I typed something wrong. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to do a margin of 0. We're going to do a width of the width. I have trouble saying that word, and I don't know why. Height. Font size is going to be our base font size. It's going to be 16px. We're going to be using EM for everything else instead of pixels. I won't really get too deep into that because that'll just take up the whole video. But basically, the font size of 16px is our base size. And every time we use EM, 1 is equal to 16. So 2 will be like 32 and so on and so on. And you can do like decimals and stuff too. All right. So also I want to do overflow as hidden, just so we don't have any extra scrolls or anything that's popping up. And I'm going to export this. So we're just going to say export global style, save it, go here. We're going to import it. From styles. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use it. Oops, not there. Style. All right, just go ahead and take this time to have fun out. We don't need that no more. So now time to have fun is gone. But what we do have is our margin is 0. So we have our styles. They actually came in. So that's good. We know we're getting the styles. Okay. So now let's go ahead and do the background. We need to get a background in there. So I also have the background here, which I already have saved in the directory. So we're just going to call it background. It's going to be a new component we're building. It's going to do style.div because it's going to be a div. So this is how we create like a div CSS. We're going to say background image. Well, actually we need to import the image. So let's go ahead and import it. So let's say we're just going to call it background image from, and it's going to just be the actual image. And then now that we have it imported, we can say URL, and then I'm going to say, and then it's going to be background image. All right. And then we're going to need a background. What else do we need? Do you need the background position? Just going to put it at left. We're building mobile first. So I think left should work, and I will look at it to make sure. Background size, just going to do cover, just cover the whole screen. We'll cover the whole view, width, view height, cover the whole screen, whatever. And then background repeat. Just put no repeat. All right. You don't want it to repeat, just in case. Okay. And anything in the background we want to display as flex, and we want to center everything in the background. So align items, and then justify content. Content. Come on. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and export that. Going to go ahead and import that. And then we're going to go ahead and add it in here. Let's see. It's not showing. So what did I do wrong? Oops. Yeah. Let's get the width. It's no size, so that's why it's not showing. All right. So now we got the background showing. All right. Actually, by the way, this is just going to go off for a little bit. I actually took this picture, as you can see, all photography by Joe. Yeah, so I entered this picture into a contest and I lost points because they said, I know this has nothing to do with coding and I just can't help myself because I was very bothered by this. I lost points because they said this eye was too bright, which I guess I get it because I did manually, like I did go in and enhance that eye. So I guess I can see why I lost points, but I just don't feel like I should have lost as many points. All right, I'm done. I just had to say that. All right, so we're gonna go back to what I was doing. So we have the background. I know I get sidetracked sometimes. So what else do we need? We need the login part. So this is where we're going to have the blurred image part. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So let's just call it login form. And we're just going to say styled. It's going to be a form. And in here, we're going to give it, let's just say a width of, let me see. Let's try 90%. See if that works. 90%, and then the height, let's just give it like 80. I'm just guessing right now. I don't really know. And all right, so we're gonna have that and that. This right now, just give it a background color of black, so we can just see what it looks like. All right. And then let's just go ahead and export that. And then let's just go ahead and import that. And then let's go ahead and add it in here. All right, cool. So we have this is where our login form is going to be. And as you can see, if we were moving it, because we're using percentages, that's still going to be responsive. The image is just changing as you like move it around. So it's getting bigger and smaller because of the whole settings that we have. All right. So now that we have that, we need to get the image inside of here. So what's going to happen is it's not going to be just one image. It's going to be two images. All right. So this is going to be the main image, which is that background image. Then we need to do kind of a duplicate inside of that form for this image. But this image is going to end up being blurred. So let's see, can we do that? All right. So to do that, we're going to do, where am I at? All right. So to do that, we're going to do like a pseudo, I think it's called pseudo or pseudocode or whatever the terminology is. But I know how to do it. So we're going to just put it after. All right. So anytime you do these, you have to add content. Just going to say content is empty. Kind of going to give it the same thing as here. Let's see. Where did I just go? All right. All right, so we have that. And let's just give it a position as absolute. And then let's also do the same for that. All right, so if I haven't saved it yet. All right, so I'm just looking. So I'm trying to see, I'm going to do this. We have the background, so we have the same background except the content is empty. We actually want to, let's just see what it does right now. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, actually keep forgetting this part. So let's say width, 100 view width, and then height, 100 view height. All right. Okay, good. So we're getting the image. It's not exactly how we want it. As you can see, there's an image, that's a second image, and there's the main image, but it's kind of like, it's not matching this image. So now you can see that, you can clearly see that it's two images. We don't want that. We want to make it look like it's one image. So what we can do is say display flex, and then align ALIGN items center, and then justify content. Okay, wait. Yeah, it's gonna go back. All right. So now it looks like, it just looks like one image, although it's really two images. So that's kind of like how we're doing the trick here. All right. Again, just take out this whole background color black, because we don't need it no more. And in here, we can do a filter and just say blur. And what blur do I want to give it? Let's give it like a 20. Well, let's give it like a 13px. So I wrote this little function in Vim, So I can actually just do 13. It's going to convert it for me. All right. So, all right. So now it's blurred, but now the issue is it's blurred. Looks like it blurred the entire image. We don't want that, right? So we can fix that by just going back to the login form and then adding overflow hidden. I think. Yeah. All right. So we're getting somewhere. So now we have the overflow is hidden. So now it kind of looks cool. Like, okay, this is the only part of the image that's blurred, and then everything else is clear. So now we have that part of the image blurred. We can go ahead and we can start creating the stuff inside the form. All right. So that was the form. So now we're going to need some inputs. So let's create like an inputs wrapper that's going to wrap all the inputs. All right. So just call it inputs wrapper, and it's going to be a div. All right. And let's give it a width of, I don't know what I want to give it. So it's going to be inputs, right? So we don't want it to be like, I don't know, it can go either way, right? We can have it take up all of this. We can just have it take up part of this. Let's just say, I almost bit my nails, but then I remembered that I shouldn't be doing that right now because of the whole, the thing that's making a lot of people sick. I don't know. I'm so indecisive sometimes. Let's just say this is 70%. All right. And then we want everything inside of the inputs wrapper. So we're going to have an inputs wrapper, right? And then we're going to have the input, then the input, and then the input. So you want to do a flex again. And I think I want the flex direction to be column, because we're going to have we're gonna have an inputs wrapper for one main inputs wrapper, and then we're gonna have an input wrapper for each set of input. If that made any sense. This is what I'm thinking in my head. I feel like it should work. All right, so we're gonna have a flex direction of column. That's not gonna show much of anything right now because we really haven't added anything. So while we're doing that, let's just go ahead and do an input wrapper. Equals style.div. And if you're really confused, which I might not even be doing this right, but I feel like this should work. So we're gonna see. So in here we're just gonna say, give it a width of like 60. I don't even know why I'm giving it 60%. Display flex again. All right. Let's just go ahead and just take these. All right. So let's just go ahead and import these inputs and then input. All right. So for the login form, gonna have the inputs wrapper, and then we're gonna have the input wrapper. And then here, let's just do the font awesome thing. All right, so let me just show you that first before I get too far. So this is a font awesome package that I had ended up installing. So I don't remember exactly the code to use it. I basically installed, I think, all of these packages to use it. I feel like I did. And to actually use it, somewhere down here, did I pass it? Where are you? All right, so yeah, so is that how you use it? Yeah. So I guess I need to do something like this. So let's just import this before. Oops. Oh, come on. And this won't be FA coffee. Let's just call this. So the first one is going to be the username. So it's going to be FA user, I think. So now we can copy this. I don't mind copying and pasting. Let's see what happens. I completely broke this. FA coffee. I don't even. Oh yeah. Copy and pasting messing me up. This should be FA user. Right? Don't see anything. Why don't I see anything? All right. So the inputs wrapper. And then we also have all these things are absolute. I wonder if this is hidden. We might need to do a Z index on here. Let's see. This might be hidden. Okay, good. So there is that. So we're getting somewhere. So now we're starting to build our inputs to. I don't want to say this. Like, so we're gonna have like our inputs inside of here. I'm trying to explain it, but it's in my head. I'm just trying to build it. All right. Okay, so we need an actual input here. So let's do one for inputs. Oops. Let's do a component for input. Is there an input? All right. So the input is going to be I don't want to do this. The input, let's just give the inputs a width of like 60%. No, the input. You know what? Let's just see what it gives first. I don't know how this is gonna look. So let's just go ahead and import the input as well. And then in here, along with the font awesome, we can say input. Although right now it's not doing much. All right. So there is our input, which looks bad. So we have the inputs wrapper. Let's see what else we can do with the inputs wrapper. So the inputs, sorry, I'm getting confused. Not the inputs wrapper. Oh, this is why this is all off. This should be input, not inputs. Because inputs wrapper wraps the whole thing, and an input wrapper just wraps like each set of inputs with their font awesome. All right, now this looks better. I mean, it still looks ugly, but it's gonna make it better. And now it's kind of doing what I expected. Okay, so what I want to do is, like clear all this. I don't want this whole background. I don't want any of that. Like all that has to go. All right, so what I can do is just say things like text decoration. I forgot which one that does. It does something. I don't think that does the background. So let's say background none. Let's see what happens now. All right, background is gone. There's an outline that's still there. There's a border that's still there. So let's say border none, outline. All right, so that is good. Let's do some padding here. Let's say, let's give it like maybe 12 px to pad. All right, so oops, let me do that. So that did give it a padding. Let's also give it a padding as like padding bottom. Let's just do 0.5 em. Let's just change it to 0.5. All right, let's also give this a placeholder. So now we can go in here because this is a component now, which is just like the input. So we can say placeholder. We're just gonna call it username. All right. So now we have the username. Okay. And now we need to do something I don't like about this. Inputs wrapper. Let's just say align. Justify content. All right. How long is this thing? All right, that's still not actually in the center. Oh yeah, I need to do it here. There we go. That's looking better. Now that's in the center. As far as the input, I don't think I need to do that right now. All right, so we're getting somewhere. We need to have 2 of those. So for y, copy that. This is going to be the lock, so it's just going to be like the password. All right, so just say fa lock, and then here we can just say password, and then we can put a type equal to password. See if that. Oh yeah, I need to import fa lock. 13 up, back, fa lock. All right, so we have our username and we have our lock. All right, let's give the inputs a font size of maybe like 20 px. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. We have our username, we have our password. I should probably want to give this a color of black. So let's just say color black. Why didn't that change? Oh, that's a placeholder, duh. Let's just also get a placeholder, a different color too. Placeholder, let's say color, let's give it a light black. Let's say 0.8 or something. I don't think the color changed. Did it? Still looks gray to me. Did I do this wrong? It needs 2 of these. Yeah, 2. All right, so now our placeholder is black, and then the typing is a little darker black. And then we also need to get a submit button. So let's just go ahead and add that. All right. Let's see, we can use this same thing again. Just go up some, and we don't need anything for the font awesome. And then the type is going to be, let's call it submit. I think, did I do that right? Yeah. All right, so there's our submit, and let's make this look a little bit better, like an underline. I think that'll look better. So that is going to cover the, what is this? This is the input wrapper. So no, actually, yeah, we need this wrapper. So I think we can do it here. just say border bottom. Just say 1px. So I wasn't going to use px's. So let's say and then so solid, and then just give it black as a color. All right, so we're getting somewhere. Kind of looking messed up a little bit. We're gonna fix that. So instead of putting this bottom here, all right, let's just put that on the input wrapper. So let's just say padding bottom, just say 0.5 VM or something. That's still not what I want. Not padding bottom, padding top. Yeah, that's looking better. Let's give it a little bit more. Let's just say 1. All right, so I have a username, my password, name, how. Okay, so I don't like the fact that this has an underline and submit, but you can do some cool stuff with style components. So let's just say no underline. Let's call it no underline equals true. So now when I'm in here, I can do something like this. So I can say, because I'm passing this to my input. No, sorry, this should be, put this under the wrong one. This should be here. And let me just do that. So no underline and equals true is going to my input wrapper. As you can see, nothing's changed, it's still the same. So what you can do with style components, which I think is pretty cool, you can like use it and like pass like variables, like parameters. So I can say something like this, right? So I can say props, and then props dot no underline. So that basically saying if props dot no underline equals to true, then I'm going to just set it to none. Else, I'm going to set it to what it was. Something's off because my formatting is off. So what did I do wrong? Oh yeah, I know. No, that wasn't it. So to have border bottom, props dot no underline, then do that, else do that. Oh, there we go. I just needed to turn my my style coloring back on. Sometimes it gets confused, so I have a shortcut to turn the syntax sync back on. All right, so we're good now. So now if I go in here, as you can see, that's been gone. So we're getting somewhere. So now let's start trying to make this do some stuff, like do some cool tricks. So what we can do is, and now let's first work on saying that when we move this over, we're going to start changing the size of this form and move this image to a different position. All right, so let's first go to the background. So we're gonna do a media query. So we're gonna say at media. I forgot how you do this actually. Is it at media? And let's just say I think it's like 768 is like the standard. So let's just say min width so for the minimum width of 48, then no. Oh yeah, so basically anytime it goes over 48 EM, which is actually I think 768 pixels, we're going to move this background to a different position. So just say background image, background position. We're just gonna say center. Let's just see what happens. See if that actually works. Which it didn't. I think I'm doing my media query wrong. I feel like something's wrong there. So let's just go, because I don't remember how to do it. Oh, did I type that before? Media query not working. All right. Media. That's what I did, right? Oh yeah, I know what I did. I forgot this. Okay, so that should work now, I think. Okay, so yeah, as you see, it looks weird. Like it's jumping. It's not really doing. This is not moving with it. So let's first make sure that they both move. So let's do similar to the same. Do something basically the same for here. All right. So now they both move. But what I don't like about it is just jumps. So let's add a transition. So let's say transition. And we're gonna say we're gonna transition on the background position. And we're gonna give it, just say 500 milliseconds. Just copy that. And then do the same for here. All right, see, that's pretty cool, right? Like it's moving, and then that's moving over with it. All right, so now let's worry about changing the size of our form. So let's do the same break for the media query. Let's say, let's put it here. That's the after. So just put it here. So we're gonna say when it breaks, we're going to change the width to be, usually just change the height maybe to be like 50%. And then let's also make this transition, be kind of smooth. So we're gonna say that it be height. I'm sorry, yeah, height. H-E-I-G-H-T, if I can spell right. All right, so let's see if that works. So as you see like this part here is moving. So when you move over, it moves. You move up, then that goes that way. So let's do something else. Like now we're playing with all the different effects. Let's go ahead and make let's change the color. Like once you get it to like a bigger screen, let's change this to like white. So let's do the same media query, and let's just go to that will be like the inputs, I guess. So here we can say, we can just say the color is going to be white. And for the placeholder, we can do one as well. Oops. And here we can say the color is going to be like light gray or something. Let's see. So you can see it's that color here, and then as you go over, it changes. It just like changes. So let's give it a transition. So let's just do the same transition we've been doing wherever it was. And then let's just say this transition is going to transition the color. And we'll just add it here as well. Okay. So now it's a little smooth. It's probably, some of this stuff can go better. I think we're pretty close to being done. What I don't like is this is kind of off. I want to push that over, and I kind of want to make this obvious that when you're putting your mouse over it, that like it's the submit button, like it moves and it gives you the cursor. So let's do something else. So for this input, let's extend this input. So let's just say constant submit equals style, and we're just going to say input. And then we're going to say position. No, not position. Is it cursor? But it wouldn't be just cursor pointer. It would be hover. And then cursor pointer. All right. So in here, since we did that, we can change this to submit. Submit. I need to export it and also import it. All right. So see, I'm just like building as I go. All right. Let's just go down here. Already changed it to submit there. All right. So now we have the hover button. Hover button. I mean, now it shows it's like the pointer, so you know you're on like a button. And let's just move this over just a little bit, just because I don't know, it just doesn't look completely right to me, like the positioning of it. So let's just say margin left, just give it like 0.5 EM. See what happens there. All right, that looks better. And let's also do something when you hover. Let's scale it. Let's say scale. Is it scale? No, transform. Transform. Then scale. Let's just scale it to like 1.5. That might be kind of big. Okay, so that's kind of big. And we need to make it smooth because it's not smooth. So let's just say 1.2. And let's also give it a transition. Transform, and let's say 500 milliseconds. And let's see if that works. All right, so that's pretty cool. So with that being said too, like a lot of these things like I'm reusing, like I can actually like end up setting variables and use them, you know, without having to retype this stuff like so much. So now we have that. You can actually go even further with this and make it do more. But as you can see, like it's pretty much doing the basis of what I wanted to show you. So I have it, like it's changing, it's responsive, like the stuff is moving, the transitions are cool. Like everything is just like, I think it's working pretty good actually. Like I actually like it a lot. You can type in it, put your password, submit. Of course, it's not going to do anything because I haven't built it to do anything. And you can make these bigger if you want. Like this is just like just playing around, just what I came up with, just really quick. And I don't know, I like it. I really like what it's doing. I think this is pretty cool. So let me just do one thing just to clean up the code. Just to show you that you can actually make this code even cleaner. So like, okay, like this stuff I'm using multiple times. So I can do something like this. I can say constant, I just call it like background stuff. And let's say use that CSS thing. I think I imported it. Yeah, I did. And then, thought I copied that. So now that I have that, I can actually take this out and just say background stuff. Oops. Because these are just like template strings. Like all this stuff is just template strings. So this is just like another string and I'm just calling it background stuff and just dumping it in there. All right. So now this should still work if I did that. As you can see, it's still working. And just so you don't think I'm just making this stuff up, if I took this out, see, it went away. So I'm not making this stuff up. All right. And then if I did the same, because I'm using that somewhere else, like I'm using that here, right? So I can just paste that here and then get rid of all this. As you can see, still working. I'm using this 500 milliseconds a lot. So what I can do is say maybe like, that's going to be like my timer. constant transition time equals 500 milliseconds. Let me just do it this way. Come on. So now I can do stuff like this, and I can just take this out and just do transition time, if I can actually type and talk, right? Oops. And so when I have that, I can replace this one. Why didn't I copy that? Why did I not copy that? I don't know why that wouldn't copy, but it's copied now. All right, so I can actually replace this like that. And I can, where did I do that again? I'm pretty sure I used that somewhere else. Yeah, so I can do the same for this one. And the same for this one. And the same for this one. What is going on? I don't know, my keys are messing up here. Whatever. So now I'll only have that set in one place. So now if I look, if I didn't break it, hopefully I didn't. As you can see, now if I want to just change my timing, instead of having it all in one place, I can just be like, okay, what if I wanted it to be like 3000 milliseconds? Although that's crazy long, I will never do that. But just to show you, like now, so you can see, like it's moving slower. The form is not moving slower though. Oh, because I didn't change this one. So now the form should be moving just as slow. As you can see. So see, you can like control stuff like pretty cool, like easily. Let me just put that back to 500 milliseconds because, you know, that was just too slow. And that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to kind of just keep it simple. One thing about the submit is I think that should be its own timer. So let me just do that before I finish. Let me just put this as like 200 milliseconds because it should be a little bit slower. Yeah, you don't want that to be too slow. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. And if you are liking these videos, please go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, do not forget to hit that bell to get those notifications. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm thinking I might actually continue this and might actually build a actual site for my photography page, because this kind of inspired me to actually go ahead and do that. So yeah, if you have any comments or questions or anything, just pop them down in the comments, whatever that just meant. And until next time, peace out.